Hey there, I was thinking of recent issue that really shocking, totally embarrassing to almost everybody. It was the day of the Independence Day when we, people, are celebrating this glorious day. Most people will celebrate it first with flag ceremony, honoring our heroes and brave soldiers that sacrificed their life and time for the future of their people against infidels. And then, fun and engaging competition or contest with our family and neighbor, ranging from many ideas such as memory game and even pretty interesting one. But it's really fun. Then, you know, just that? There must be something more than this, right? Something more to honor this important Independence Day. Well, I know, entertainment media. As you can see, the modernization of the world comes with infinite creativity alongside trial and error, until it was ready to be presented into the world as genuine heartfelt product that gets everybody attention, resulting many people cherish it because it was wholesome and impacting many people's life in positive way. But then something happened. Something was unexpected happened in such sudden way without any warning. And it was an animation movie from Indonesia when near the Independence Day emerged. Merah Putih, one for all. You heard that? Merah Putih, one for all. This animation, this one, is really an interesting subject. It claimed to be one of the first animation from Indonesia with spirit of Independence Day. The first, huh? That is questionable but understandable. Maybe from your production in Indonesia? Yeah, that will do. But hey, why not? Spirit of Independence Day with 8 children protagonists from different corner of Indonesia? Heck yeah! But not heck yeah when you find the rating of this movie that score 1. Critics and reviewers alike are bamboozled because this movie, so they insulting and mocking it is an expression of disappointment. Maybe just highly pay reviewer. Oh look, a 10 star! See? All of this lying bastard just cannot comprehend this movie as it should be. But seriously, a 1 point with severe content rating in it? Did this movie really that bad, huh? Well, let's find out. So buckle up because this movie is such a sleeper hit. But before that happens, we must venture to the depth of the word first. Hypnospace. Just joking, play the movie March. And don't worry, this is still understandable if you know what I mean. The movie starts with no introduction or suspense whatsoever to the world building. Really? Just left those title name with those kids and straightforward to the main event? Yeah, I already like it. No wasting time. And I'm pretty sure there is specific reason that this character has unique design by default. Surely this character design was carefully crafted by professionals to be seen by kids. After all, this is kids movie, if you think it is. Now, I don't want to slander or mock this peculiar artistic sense as my understanding of art is they are straightforward with freedom of expression. By seeing this kind of environment, I'm 100% sure all of this is manageable. Oh, and don't worry with this kind of title box right here and there, just a highlight in case you want to retrace something. Oh, no mouth animation, huh? Yeah, that is understandable emotion right there. Yep. Wait a second. Wait a second. Those kids, are they flying? I'm pretty sure everyone has shadow in it, but they not? Wow, already a glitch in the matrix, huh? Yeah, things happen, folks. Don't worry. Yet also, this kind of scene just go on and on and on to show you that this place is busy for no apparent reason. Like nasi tumpeng. Yeah, just that. Whoa. A soldier with the toy gun. I'm pretty sure that is toy gun and no one can change my mind. Also, I'm pretty sure this place is still in line with 2025. But why in the world? Why? So many tents, tall and wooden construction here. What is this place? Bandit camp in Far Cry 3?
Belanja kok pakai sandal jepit.
Lah, ini belanja kamu.
sandal? Lady, you sure about that? He is wearing army boots. Did you see it? Maybe next time wash your... Hey, hey, you too close, buddy. Too close. Can you give me some space here? In fact, some of these scenes literally people talking while the camera shoving their face too close. Like 50% overall of this movie just their upper body. Like, really? Hey, who made this movie? Why you shove it? Why you always shove it in front of me? It's like you're talking to Oblivion NPC. The similarities is frightening. But I'm totally sure this kind of angle just to make sure there is not a single unfinished asset or T-posing NPC appear. But hey, just a wild theory for this fake reviewer. But enough about that because we are about 5 minutes in the movie and it's already astounding. So, after some banter, unfunny jokes, and even this,
Ini siapa kalau kolotnya dia?
Wah, itu pohon sakit, Pak.
Oh, bro.
underwear as prize for the contest, and he is the previous owner for Kids March, for kids, as activity and things to do to make you convinced this is actually before the Independence Day. Yes, you heard that right. This is basically preparation day before the real event began. But it's totally ambiguous, either 3 or 2 days. Who knows? But for some reason, there is activity that supposedly started when the event began. But, what is this? Did they mix up the date or this is just training sequence? I believe this is just training sequence, and no one can change my mind. After some time with what is going on in here, Pak Lurah or village head assigned 8 kids as Merdeka team to raise the flag at Independence Day, as shown in the movie poster. But then, something horrible happened. The Merah Putih flag is gone! No explanation or whatsoever. In some animation and movie, this case of burglary or infiltration must be explained at some point. Either only using shadow to hide the perpetrator identity or very little visual clue of who they are. But in here, there is none. The flag is whoosh! Gone! Like magic. So these kids independently discussing about how to find the stolen flag without even involving any adults. But don't worry folks, they can handle it. And I mean they can handle it because they're gonna search it in the forest. What? No, I'm not kidding, I'm not making that up. Somehow, they decided to search it in the forest just because intuition told them. Intuition? Intuition? Don't worry, because they know it. They just know it. And they go to tell the village head and he said that the flag must be found before tomorrow. Tomorrow, huh? Really? Do you have any replacement for that flag? Well, no. There is none. I am not kidding. Like this flag was so sacred, they refused to buy another one at nearby town. What? Hey guys. Hey guys. You can buy at nearby store. You can buy it there. You're walking in the wrong way. You're walking the wrong way. Guys, it's right behind you. Also, I must say, there is actual adult helping the preparation. Why don't you ask them to find another flag or they are the one who searched that flag? Instead, these inexperienced kids doing fetch quests just because they are the main protagonists in this movie? Well, I mean, yes, it's the hero's journey. All hero must suffer one way or another, just as this movie intended to be. After this, we met these diverse kids about things yada not important to the movie, just talking about random goals and gibberish things.
Jangan sampai ketinggalan celana, kayak waktu lomba karung.
Oh, bro.
What? You still making a joke about underwear again? For kids, people. For kids. Then comes one of the infamous scenes about this.
Wow, beautiful birds. Bird. How you say? What's this bird?
200.000 pistol.
Only do a radius. Raibu? And I have one more request.
Wow, really? Text to speech? Yeah. Is this an allegory of foreign people talking in Indonesian's language? That must be an insult. But hey, they just low on resources. Also, this is the scene that's showing us the real villain, if you think it is three kids with unique physique and juvenile trait that kids will love to see. What I mean love to see, most kids will like to see more about Paw Patrol or Rainbow Bubble Jam design of cuteness better than this. But hey, this is for kids all along. Kids will see it, right?
Asyad mau nggak nonton ini? Kenapa? Takut. Seru kan? Seru. Takut.
Maybe. Also, the reason this scene exists to show the intention of these three kids as hunter of birds for purpose little too much. As the foreigner want them to catch this specific bird so they can get a money. And I mean a lot of money.
I pay Solanas Judah. Rupiah, yes.
100 million rupiah? March, did you? Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm against this slavery. By the way, this is about 9 minutes in the movie and they still show interface too close. Can you show something more around you? Like this or angle from different perspective or something? Well, there you have it, folks. Different angle and different scenery of blue screen. Blue screen? Whoa, must be the hint of production expense. But wait a minute. I really need to know, are we near a sea or very high plateau above the clouds? Because I'm curious about how they forgot to add anything related to the forest itself. But minor things for minor detail, like reusing the same place multiple times. Good. Oh my goodness. Watching this movie is trying to understand what is even going on in here. Like this river scene.
Berhenti, jangan lanjut. Bagaimana ini? Kita terjebak di sungai. Iya, bener. Tapi tenang, pasti kita bisa. Wah, nyaris saja aku terbang.
Fly? You mean die by drowning? You know, adults understand that meaning, right? I mean what I mean dying because how awkward they are trying to cross the river. Like this.
Awas, Mika! Hati-hati! Pelan-pelan saja.
By the way, this guy here said that everyone must stick together, crossing the river by combining everyone's jacket into rope. But I don't see it. Did the animator forget what they are saying or they have split-second decision to forfeit that plan? But hey, I like to forfeit that plan if one of them fall to the river, so everyone does.
Saja.
Syukurlah kita semua bisa melewati.
But, where is the female part? Where are they? Did the movie accidentally become misogynistic? Must be wild guess. Then things go wrong when wrong. Oh, ouch. Oh, that's gonna leave a mark right there. Go, Raka. Go save Romy from that. Go, my hero, go! Oh my goodness. This is kids movie. Why there are intended danger scene in here? I mean, look at this and tell me I'm not crazy about this. Ouch. In the back? Hope that's not a problem in the future. And that guy literally walking straight into rocks. Like his vision literally can see it. Why he stumble upon it? Why you do it? Just for shock value?
Hampir saja. Kukira tadi itu tanah biasa.
By the way, I forgot to mention that there is a stalker that followed them throughout the story before the river scene. It's the security from the beginning. What is he doing? What purpose he recording them? I don't know. I totally don't know about it. Understanding this movie feels like a slideshow because everything just going in and out too fast. And I need to slow down and rewatch some scene again just to make sure I understand what you're talking.
Aku ngerti jelas tapak.
Did the transition just came by and cut his sentence mid-animation? Yeah, that happened, folks. By the way, this happened frequently. As I said earlier, that watching this movie can be tiring just to confirm what are they doing or what they are saying. And mostly what they are doing, just like this.
Betul, sangat berbeda jauh. Apa itu? Yuk, kita
I'm not kidding. What is these kids even doing? Hey guys, I think we should focus on finding the flag. Remember? Tomorrow? This happened many times. It's like the director of this movie was thinking how to extend the movie length to 1 hour long. And the idea just came out by making the animator using the same place just to animate these characters doing things that added nothing to the plot or anything else. Just like skit you find randomly on Tales of games that was meant to add lore to the game or just wasting your time with trivia. But Tales of Games skit is meaningful on their own way. But in this movie feels like custom animation, if you know what I mean. Although, I must admit there is some scene that shows some argument, when and disbelief to each other, to convince me that this scene was to show the struggle of these kids venturing in these uncharted locations, with resolution to strengthen their bonds after their small dispute. But somehow very weak, literally no payoff or whatever they do to convince me that everybody is unique with their own trait and personality to solve their problem with each other. But no, nothing. Just plain emotion like a plank of wood. Using a map in this environment? Don't worry folks, they can handle it. Okay, so it turns out they must go to the Rainbow Hill. Purpose? Still unknown. But hey, at least we get to see new first location. Oh my goodness, really? A storm? Oh my god, that is too close and that guy is still recording well drenched. Did people not take cover from this heavy rain? I mean, look at that. Seriously? There? Can you guys at least cover your head in a cave or something? Whatever, they'll be fine. See, they can handle it. They are Merdeka team. They are unstoppable. Unstoppable? Guys, you can stop right there. You might bump into that tree. After that, they got lost in the forest and then the skit happened again. What are you doing? What is he doing? Oh hey, look! That bird from the villain introduction. Finally, there is some plot is happening in here because this girl is somehow got lost looking for that bird. Like, why even bother going to the forest when this is gonna happen sooner or later? Yep. Nice decision right there, guys. Good. So we are in the same river again. You see, circling around on the same spot, while their mouth not even animated. Okay, and those kids literally disturbing the water. Can this be any worse? Oh, I should say no more. There it is, a giant snake. Finally, a real threat. What this kid's gonna do to defend themselves against the... What? Just that? Running away from it and never to be seen again? Well, yeah, good for them. Time to use tactical retreat. Then things went random. Like this monkey came out of the blue. Another you may ask, random cloudy weather. Another you may ask, another monkey again. Probably something important later. Well, guess what folks? They got lost again because they just circling around. You want to know why? That monkey right there stole the checkpoint she put on the tree. What do you mean? Did you catch it? Did you paying attention to this scene where she put something on the tree near the river with that snake? It turns out when discussing at this shack, she says she can make some sort of colorful tape ribbon as mark in case this happen. But it turns out, this random monkey is the one who removed that mark in the first place, resulting these kids wandering around, lost in the forest, blaming each other. Amazing, isn't it? A random monkey did this to them. Did they even thinking beyond that? I don't think so. Also, I don't think beyond on the next scene where these kids encounter another danger scene again. But don't you think about that? This is kids movie. Make it madly as possible. Then things got random again. You know, sometimes I just wonder the story ever connected throughout each scene. This one also.
Tuh kan, udah dibilang.
Tuh kan, karma cepat. Aduh, buku ini kayak di stadion.
Really? A poop scene? For a kids movie? This is new. I can't even fathom the randomness in this movie. So after this nerd kid ate some jungle fruit, probably guava, then this happened. Really? This is the best scene they can do? Yeah, seems about right. So after everything they went through, they actually go to somewhere else, near the next village, and meet and we got there. Okay? Then everything went random again. The skit never stops. Then this guy show up out of the blue. See? It never stops.
Hei, ngapain kalian di mana? Walah, Pak Minto toh.
Mr. Minto? Huh? Mr. Minto? Whoa, but hold on a second. Mr. Minto? But that soldier also...
Semua menyerah.
Pak Minto, belanja kok pakai sandal jepit.
Really? To Mr. Minto? Yeah, forgot to use the right character, I see. But doesn't matter anyway, because it had nothing to do with the story whatsoever. But hey, at least the story is progressing. I mean, remember this scene in the trailer?
Hei, ada burung cantik, tapi dikurung di dalam kandang. Pasti ada yang menangkapnya.
Yuk kita lepaskan.
Hei, ada burung cantik, tapi dikurung di dalam kandang. Pasti ada yang menangkapnya.
Yuk kita lepaskan.
Look, Marge, I told you not all humans are evil. Some of them are good force, like these kids. Also, surprise, this boy is back. Hell yeah! Now this is it, the confrontation. And I mean confrontation is the next 8 minutes pranking these kids because our protagonist being annoyed for no apparent reason. From Halloween 3, that random ghost, remember? And I kid you not, this truly a sum up for this prank.
Jangan berisik. Lempar. Aduh, menjijikkan.
Disgusting. Ew. Well, I don't know what to say. The movie ends for itself. Disgusting. Oh, now it's our friendly monkey to help us. So it is gonna be. Huh? Marge, what do you think it is? Dodging? This what you call dodging? Okay, first of all, this is not evading or dodging. They are dancing with Matrix style. Is this what you call dodge? I'm pretty sure they should never standing like they're in RPG battle system. Instead, they should running away from it into any direction for all I care. That's what you're telling me? First is the glitch in the Matrix and then this? Fine. I joined them. Bring the music, bring the people, let's go. After that nonsense, they surely had other plan, right?
Betul besok.
Sebentar.
Sekarang. Serbu monyet spot.
What? Twice? Really? On the same spot? That's it! Bring more! Finally, after that atrocious awkward amber scene, our protagonist ended up in some traditional tribe? What kind of tribe is this? If anyone noticed, let me know. It's just so random. Also, the elders said that this is already nighttime. What kind of nighttime is this? Never mind. If the plot says so, so be it. So our elder say he doesn't have it, but he's still keeping the copy of that flag. But now you might think, is this the place he keep the copy? Well, no, because they're gonna do another fetch quest again. So, after all of that journey and struggle, we gotta find another one? Another one? Why don't you just buy it in here? You literally walk past through it. What? Alright. I can keep going. I still keep a faith for this movie. I'm pretty sure. Really? Another glitch in the matrix again? Well, at least he is fine. Alright. What's next? Come on. Show me. What? What? In the ruin? I'm supposed to be hyped right now, but this is getting out of hand. What is even going on in here? Why this movie turned into Uncharted or Tomb Raider? The setting of this movie simply shifting out of the blue. I was thinking the copy was on different part of the village or warehouse. Now that is logical. But in the ruins? Just go on. Go on. I have no word for this. Then the next part is somehow even more illogical. Somehow, those kids taking the flag as hostage. How? How? Without explanation, this happened. Just go on. Question: how they can solve this? Our protagonist planning to drown them into living mud to threaten them, so they can reveal the location of the flag. And they did it with the help of that goat. Somehow, it happened. And it works. No word. And so, our protagonists finally finished their quest and proudly... Hey, what are you doing? Hey, Nerdy, you should not do that. What if that flag got hit by a bird or something? Put it down! Put it down! And they went through the same blue screen forest again so they can finally celebrate the Independence Day in such glory. What? All along? Someone already bought another flag? I give up! You win, Becky Fever! You win! I abandoned it to you all! You are right all along! This movie is a total embarrassment! But wait a minute. After all of that journey, who is the one who stole the original flag? Well, I cannot believe this. The security himself. Huh? But why and how? Don't know. Never explained, and it was total mystery. And also remember that Hunter, one of them was his nephew. Huh? How did I have no word. Once again, out of the blue, it just happened without explanation. I suppose there is a plot to make this kid a guide for them so he can become part of Merdeka team near the end of the story. But the story in this movie was so disconnected to each other, I barely remember 80% what's going on. In fact, there is no indication of this side plot that this character was to become a member of Merdeka team. I believe the reason they took hostage of the flag because the security already put it in there and have an idea to bribe them so they can capture the birthday release. But also this idea contradict what the elder said. So, is this the original or the copy? Alright, but this is not the end. Yes, you heard that right, because the title of this video itself. Now you're wondering, why bootleg? As you know, I had some soft spot for this movie. I know people may hate it, But you must know this movie was created in such strict time. Around 3 or 2 months with very limited team to handle it. The worst part is, animation is really hard and I must respect who made it with open mind. So, what did they do? They broke some assets and modified them into their own bootleg version. I believe this environment, but mostly these characters. And I kid you not, some of them are the original version. Yes, the unmodified version of them also appear as NPC as well. Proof? Look. 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 You might even know this movie was in dispute against Pakistani 3D character artist Junaid Miran because they are not crediting his creation. That was unfair, you know. Luckily, he already forgave them and the problem already solved. Poor Junaid Miran. I hope you thrive and successful after this stupidity. But also it comes to very unhealthy and unfair treatment these people had to make this movie. From animator that just one person. Yes, one person. Imagine you had to do all of this single-handedly on limited time. Well, he only slept up to 2 or 3 hours. Feels like enslavement and working. Yikes! Also, I cannot blame the voice actor too. They already do their job nicely. Do their best with all of their voice. Despite feels amateur. But can you call this amateur when every single character in this movie like this? Completely emotionless, completely ambiguous about what is going on in every scene they need to fill in. How stumped they are trying to voice acting these characters that absolutely nothing to offer. Insulting and mocking the movie is fine as form of criticism so they can make better movie next time and not disappoint people again. But insulting the working team behind this production process that not even their fault in the first place is totally ridiculous. You may hate me, but I hate to dislike this movie. It has charm, but that charm was gone because how unprepared they are with unfair time, budget, and small team to make this movie. Sure, there is some kind of corruption, but I'm not gonna talk about it. But as far as I know, Perfecti, bottom line, was some sort of antithesis to cinema. As their job is to offer movie with a cheap price for people that has difficult access to cinema. Yes, that's right. They offer traveling cinema for people in village or far away from big city so they can enjoy the same movie like cinema. But sometimes, mostly, movie about nationality pride like War and Heroes. Sometimes propaganda? And my theory about this kids movie that it should be exclusive to traveling cinema only. But for unknown reason, they had access to put it in cinema. Well, it's up to you to decide how they do it. And for this movie that I call King of Bootleg Movie, yes, title of this video, it has every categories. Except not bootlegging any movies, they make their own bootleg movie with bootleg assets they edited from original version outside famous movie title. But I rather put it that way than saying masterpiece or the worst because it has charm and not an entirely bad movie. I may prefer to call this So Bad It's Good more appropriate because bootleg has their own charm. And this one deserves that charm as example to never make this mistake again in the future. So that's about it. After that long journey, I hope these people, the one who work hard to make this movie, have successful future whenever you are. So, thank you for watching and see you next time. Ciao!